Welcome back to What Does Click Mean? My name is w.22, and again I am playing Kerbal Space Program. My bad. Kerbal Space Program. Looks like I am back at the main space complex here, and I just recently finished my first mission, simple rocket launch up and come back down, and I got some science points. So I'm going to start by going into the research center here, and it looks like I got 8 science points here at the top, and I'm going to choose the next package, and I'm going to pay the price to unlock it. There we go. Oh, and it looks like I now own the parts. So purchasing the package with science points automatically gets me the 4 new components. So now I've got another fuel tank, the goo containment unit, which I had read about was for science, so we'll have to see what we can do with that for science. All about science in this game. And a decoupler, which would be good. So now we can decouple our command module on re-entry and not have to drag down the whole rocket, which means we can probably build us a little bit bigger rocket with more fuel tanks, go up a little further in space, and get some more science data. Also, it looks like in our research path, we've now unlocked 3 new packages. The survivability package, which gives us it gives us the Poodle engine, and landing struts, and the radial mounted parachutes, and the stability package, which gives us nose cones, wings, and decouplers. That'll be good. That will make us fly straighter. I imagine without any of that right now that I think about it, we're probably going to be flying like a straight pencil. Looks like this gives us the T-45 liquid fuel engine. Oh, I think that one has vector thrust. That's what the T is for. Yeah, so this is the light thrust vectoring engine, so that'll give us some additional control if we use that instead of the regular T-30, which does not have vector thrust. It's pretty much a straight shot. So that'd be nice to get that for an engine. Oh, that was up here underneath the general rocketry pack, along with the Separatrons. Okay, and the big solid fuel booster. So that'll get us. Shoot, we just strap a bunch of those around our rocket and go all the way to the moon. Okay, so it looks like it's research 20 to unlock that one, research 18, and research 15. So there's a little bit higher price to unlock new technology. So back out here and back to the vehicle assembly area, and there's our first rocket, the Aardvark 1 that we fired off before, which is basically a command pod with a booster on it. So the first thing I'm going to do is yank that booster off and go over here to the structural tab and grab me a decoupler. Stick that right there. Perfect. So now we can separate our command pod out and just land it with our parachute. And we still have our radio, and looks like we're going to want to build a little bit better booster assembly underneath here so we can get a little bit further up. So again, checking our propulsion, we've got 3 different fuel tanks. So it looks like we've got what I consider the quarter, the half, and the half, the quarter, and the 1/8 size tanks. I think there's one more tank that's double this that I consider the full size tank. I should have 360 liquid fuel. Yeah, so there should be one more above this one if I remember correctly. So let's do this. Let's put in just a couple of these guys like this, and this guy on the bottom. We'll do this as a regular. You know what? This will fall over if I don't have any I don't have any launch gantries. There is normally a launch system that would attach to your rocket that keeps it from falling over. So right now, we don't want to make our rocket too big or it's going to fall over before it ever launches. So let's start with this, I guess. I was going to stick a few boosters on it just to give us some extra oomph getting off the ground. Maybe we'll go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go down here and I'm going to choose the quad mount and attach with angle snap. And we'll throw some boosters on here also. Why not? There we go. And if we're going up, we might as well go up. So let's set up our staging real quick here. So I never did figure out what that does, but I'm going to assume it's okay to work with the parachute. Actually, I shouldn't assume that. I should probably go find out about that at some time. So let's go ahead and fire all our engines off at the same time. And then we'll just decouple this guy from the top once we're done. And parachute back down. So this will be something, don't know if I can get into orbit with this. Probably not. It's going to be a lot of dead weight with those extra boosters on there. But let's at least see if we can get up around, let's say 50,000. See if this can make 50,000 feet, which would be kind of nice, a nice suborbital shot. And then we'll see where we end up landing. So let's go ahead and call this the Aardvark 2. And save and launch. Oh, and I probably should have saved. A little bit of noise there. So it looks like we have, we're balancing quite well on just our engine. This is, by the way, is probably not realistically a good way to set up rockets where they just sit right on their engine cowl like that. Let's see, Mr. Jebediah is going to be our astronaut flying for us. And since we have a real engine underneath there somewhere, I'm going to go ahead and throttle it all the way up to full. And we got boosters, and looks like we're kind of wobbling there a little bit, meaning we're probably not balancing very well on that single engine. So let's go ahead and get off the ground real quick. And let's lock our SAS system on and just see if it actually will help. There's torque gyroscopes inside the capsule. It should hold us in place a little bit. Yeah, looks like it's trying to. So let's go ahead and launch. Looks pretty steady, and it looks like we're climbing out pretty good, burning through our fuel pretty fast, and possibly overheating. This could be a bad thing. A very bad thing. I'm going to back off the main engine. See if that keeps the boosters from exploding. Oh, this is going to be close. Very close. Alright, so I'll kick in the main engine now. Yeah, that was a little too scary there. It looked like those boosters were about ready to overheat and explode. And we're about halfway through our main rocket fuel, so 50,000 feet, probably not. We're probably looking more at around 30, 32, I bet. Let's check our map. Our map says that we're looking at... Oh, no. Those look like we are going to make 50, 60... Actually, let me X this out. 80K. 80K would be enough to almost make orbit. Let's see what we've got going on. Pull up my gyroscope here. See what we've got going on. We got a little bit of fuel. Let's extend ourselves out a little bit. So let's roll over on the 90-degree mark a little bit horizontally. And there we go. We'll lock ourselves in here at about a 90-degree on the 90 mark. And we'll get up a little higher in our apex here, up towards our apoapsis, which is almost 80K. That would be the edge of orbital right there. Wow, this rocket did do better than I thought it would be. And what we'll do is we'll push ourselves out horizontally. We'll extend this out. I know we don't have enough fuel to actually make an actual orbit, but it ought to put us somewhere out here far to the east in the middle of the ocean, which will be good. We can build off of this. Let's go back over here to our main rocket screen. It looks like we are coming up on... Yeah, it looks great. Looks like we're coming up on the main. We'll get ready to re-engage the main engine here. Switch back over to our map as we get closer to our apoapsis. About 40 seconds. Let's go ahead and we'll just start that burn now. Ta-da, we are officially out of fuel. That was pretty good. We extended ourselves out to a good chunk of the ocean, which will just piss off the recovery people who have to go and find us. So let's see what we got here. Nothing we can do on the solid boosters, and nothing we can do with that. Oh, let's get a crew report. We'll get some more science here. Oh, 5. That's good value. It seems we're very much in space right now. The sky seems to be mostly below us. Okay. Let's transmit that data back. There goes our little antenna dude. And he'll signal that back down to our space program, space base, which is right down below us a little bit still. And it looks like he finished transmitting that data. So let's see, crew report 1.9. Alright, I guess we'll save that. Keep data. Alright, so I think that's all we can do until we fall out of orbit and head back for the ocean. One thing I'll probably do So I'll make sure this guy splashes down in the ocean. I'm going to disable the SAS system and rotate us around, allowing the bottom of this thing to point towards the ocean. So the capsule's actually pointed out towards space a little. And I think we'll lock that like that. There we go. And what we'll do is we'll jettison this lower section so that it will make it splash down into the ocean, but nowhere near us. So let's go ahead and separate. There we go. And that should pretty much fall down into the ocean and not kill anybody or destroy anything. A little bit of debris, basically. And then we've got our capsule here with Jebediah in it and his parachute, which he is ready to land in the water. Actually, I'm re-entering the atmosphere, so we should see some burn-in here. Think about that. We're up in orbit. So we're actually coming back from space. It means once we hit the blue mark here on the atmosphere meter, we should be encountering some atmosphere, which should cause some fire. Maybe not. Oh, there it is. Not bad. We're just a small little craft anyway. Looks like we got a little wind shear noise here. So at 6,000 meters, we'll deploy our chute and get ready for a water landing. There we go. Now this looks like this is going to be a successful mission for Jebediah again. So that'll be 2 missions under his belt. I don't know, do Kerbals get EVA or EVA? Yeah, that's what I want to do, is get out of my shuttle while I'm in the middle of landing. That would be a bad deal. Probably end up in the ocean, break his neck. You know, I wonder if I can get out afterwards. I'll see. See how the orientation of the pod is. Maybe I can get out afterwards. Let him just swim around the ocean a little bit. So this looks like another good successful launch, and we've got some more science data, so we'll have to see how that works out. We'll have to see, I need to do a little bit of checking, but I'll have to see what some of those other components are. Like the goo container. I think that's another science item. We'll put one of those on our ship. Oh. And that secondary explosion you heard, I believe, was our main rocket assembly hitting the ocean somewhere near us. Probably a mile or 2 away. It looks like Jeb's going to be fine with his little pod coming down here. There we go, in the middle of the ocean. And we'll get him recovered. We'll have to see what that goo container does. I think that does more science, so maybe we'll get more science points using that. So, with this successful landing, I'd like to thank you all for coming by and watching my video. Check the links below if you want to subscribe or visit my website. Thanks. Bye-bye.